A few days ago, Arc System Works broadcast a lot of new information regarding Guilty Gear Strive, including some exhibition matches. One of these matches was Millia vs Writhe, during which Writhe appeared to block Millia's Bad Moon special move while crouching. This is odd because Bad Moon is an overhead move in Guilty Gear Xrd and XX. Naturally, people were confused, and many believed that Bad Moon was no longer an overhead. However, I believe Bad Moon is still an overhead in Guilty Gear Strive. Allow me to explain why. I have done my best to make this video concise and clear, but please do pause or replay any sections that you find confusing. First of all, let us review the footage, beginning with the alleged low block incident. This occurs at 1:41:16 in the video on the Arc System Works YouTube channel. Example 1. Going frame by frame, we can see three things. Frame 1. Bad Moon is active. Writhe appears to be crouch blocking. Frame 2. Bad Moon makes contact. Writhe still appears to be crouch blocking. Blue hit sparks appear. Frame 3. Bad Moon does not move. Writhe appears to be stand blocking. The hit sparks do not move. It appears that Writhe blocked Bad Moon low, but many things were happening each frame. In fact, the hit sparks not moving and the moon not moving indicate that several things happened on the same frame. Given that Guilty Gear Strive is changing so many things about system mechanics and character mechanics, as well as reworking the engine from the ground up to support rollback netcode, it is difficult to say precisely what is happening based on this event alone. Luckily, the exact same situation occurs later in the exhibition match. Example 2. This occurs at 1:45:52 in the YouTube video. Frame 1. Millia and Writhe are arranged exactly as they were in the previous example. This means the same hit of Bad Moon is connecting in both cases. Frame 2. Bad Moon is active. Writhe appears to be crouch blocking. Red hit sparks appear, which are different from the blue ones earlier. Frame 3. Bad Moon does not move. Writhe enters her hit stun animation. The red hit sparks do not move. Frame 4. Bad Moon, Writhe, and the hit sparks do not move. Frame 5. Bad Moon and Writhe do not move. The red hit sparks begin to move again. The screen begins to shake. What does this mean? There is clearly quite a lot happening whenever an attack touches a character. Screen shake, hit sparks, animations changing, and HUD updates like counter hit indicators. One thing that seemed to be consistent, however, is that the game adds secondary visual effects like hit sparks and counter hit red flashes one frame before it updates the position of the character model. You can confirm this from watching other exhibition match footage. The hit effects appear, then the characters are shifted into position. Remember, these characters are not sprites. Each one is a single, very complex character model, and updating character models this complicated is a very computationally expensive thing for a computer to do. The game wants to avoid updating character models unless it absolutely needs to. Thus, the secondary effects that don't involve character models are applied first. This lets the game draw the effects in one frame, then the character model in the next frame. This effects first, models second process is consistent with Guilty Gear Xrd and older Arc System Works titles that use the same logical scripting like BlazBlue. I do not own Grand Blue Fantasy Versus or Dragon Ball FighterZ, but I imagine the same is true of them as well. There is one final bit of evidence that I should mention, which is a Twitter post by Takehara, the Writhe player in the video and a longtime Guilty Gear player. After the broadcast, he posted the following. Unfortunately, I can't read or speak a word of Japanese, so I can only use Google Translate and take it with a grain of salt. Apparently, he described Millia's Bad Moon as in the middle, which I think translates to mid. Someone asked him, roughly, if the move could be blocked crouching, but there does not seem to be any reply. If you were unaware, the Japanese FGC terms low, mid, and high are slightly different from English language FGC terms. Low means the same thing in both languages, but in English, a mid is a move that can be blocked either standing or crouching, and a high or overhead move must be blocked standing. In Japanese, mid means a move that must be blocked standing, and high means a move that can be blocked either standing or crouching. I believe this usage originated in Street Fighter II and other early fighting games, but that is beside the point. I am inclined to believe Takehara is using the Japanese version of mid, but obviously I cannot be certain. Consider this a soft piece of evidence. Dogura, the Millia player, also posted some impressions about the match, which were translated by Great Fernman, an anime fighting game player. I think this translation is reliable based on Fernman's past work, but sadly Dogura did not mention Bad Moon. Based on all that we have seen, I conclude that Millia's Bad Moon in Guilty Gear Strive remains an overhead. I believe what happened in example 1 was the Ramlethal player Takehara standing up and blocking the attack before Ramlethal's character model had changed into her standing pose. Many characters in Guilty Gear Xrd have transitional animations between standing and crouching, and these animations are not instant even when the characters are in their pre-block animations. They are also consistent with Takehara, a Japanese player, describing the attack as a mid, a term which, to him, means it must be blocked standing. Even ignoring Takehara's description due to unreliable translation, I feel the video evidence speaks for itself. Thank you for watching. If you feel I missed something or would like to disagree, please talk to me in the comments section. I would hate to go to all this trouble and be wrong. I have a very negative opinion of Guilty Gear Strive myself, and I love bashing it as much as the next guy. But it is important to criticize the game for the right reasons. Spreading misinformation will benefit no one.